Happy Friday indeed, everybody. It's the morning show. A lot going on today. We got Bitcoin teetering on the abyss. We got volatility. We got tech weakness. It's exciting. Yes. I got JC. I got Steve. I got Kenny. I got Louis Sykes. I got Larry Thompson. I got you. We got charts. We're all here. Let's go. Chart Fest morning show starts now. Drop the like. Let's do this.
Ooh! Yo, CryptoPunk's under 100,000. Should I get one? Yo, I was this close to getting one this morning. This close. I didn't pull the trigger because I thought I was being a little early. Under 100? Dude, they were at 250 a few months ago.
It's a good conversation to have. Do you think it's time already to step in and buy this weakness in the altcoin market?
Well, it's funny you should say that because I was literally moving money from Coinbase to my MetaMask wallet, and before pressing enter, I'm like, do I really need to be doing this right now this morning? Do I really need to be spending six figures on a picture of a monkey? You know?
You already own a lot.
So the answer is no.
Okay. It's not
that was my answer. Whether that's right or not, that was my answer this morning.
Not yet. Yeah.
Cheers to that.
I felt as though I was being a little bit impulsive, maybe.
Look, it doesn't. I see fresh tops.
I'm a value investor when it comes to this sort of thing.
You are. You're long-term. You're very long-term in nature with your crypto stuff. But I think when I look at the big three, they're fresh tops right now. They're fresh distribution patterns.
Before we get into the state of the markets, it is Crypto Friday. Can we throw up slide 3 there?
New format on our restream.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What?
So this is what I'm looking at here. So here's the long-term look. This is what I am looking at that gave me pause this morning to step in and buy the CryptoPunk.
Yeah, that's it.
We're below those prior highs.
Right.
You know, that's got failed breakout written all over it potentially. You know, maybe this is a shakeout, maybe, but I got to see it, right?
The reason why we analyze patterns is because when patterns complete, we expect reaction legs to follow, right? And we could trade those legs. At this point, with something like Bitcoin, this is a brand new bearish pattern. It just completed. You have to see what that reaction leg looks like before you step in. Simple as that.
So you buy the CryptoPunk on the way back up above 102.
I think so. Look, yeah. I'll let you know when I do. I'm going to buy.
You're going to buy a CryptoPunk?
JC, I found my 21-word, 15-word pass code thingy to MetaMask. I opened up my account and looked at just how worthless my NFTs from a couple cycles ago are today. I have zero skin in this game. Okay. My NFTs are legit zeros. They're literally worthless.
You can get some dick butts for like $3-4 grand right now. You can get some dick butts for like $3-4 grand right now.
I think Pat's dabbling.
Yeah, is he? All right.
I think Pat's dabbling.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
I have a dick butt whale. Remember.
We know this about you.
JC, I might pick up a couple more.
JC throws the wildest dick butt parties.
Excuse me?
I've yet to throw one.
But that's what NFT folks do.
When dick butts get to 100,000 and I own 15 of them.
Well, maybe
we'll throw a party. How's that? I'll pay for it.
Maybe it's why they're only $4,000 right now. You guys aren't partying like the apes. Like this is a community-driven.
The apes have been partying too hard. That's why the price doesn't go up ever.
The apes party too. Yeah.
All right, Jay Vasquez, let's talk about real assets, please. I got to tell you, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. By the way, as far as real assets, CryptoPunks have a market capitalization of $1 billion.
Not bad.
So, Jay Vasquez, agree. Let's talk about real assets, please. But $1 billion is not nothing, right? You can leave it there. Okay. Bitcoin, also real asset, 2 trillion at least, right? That's not nothing.
It's very real.
That would be like what, the 5th or 6th largest stock? something like that.
It's Mag 7 stock.
It's a Mag 7 stock. There you go. I don't really know what that means, but all right. What do you say we do a little state of the markets?
Hit it.
Sure.
It is happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about some real assets. What do you say? What do you say? We got the Dow futures down 300 this morning. That's 0.75% to the downside, 47,175. We got S&Ps down 1% today, 68.80. You got the NASDAQ leading the way lower, 1.6% to the downside. That's 400 to the downside for the NASDAQ, 24,680 for the NASDAQ 100 futures. 30-year bond futures up a smidge, 0.5% this morning, 117.5. You got crude oil up 1.6%, just under 60. You got copper down 1.5% at 502. You got gold getting killed this morning, 3.2% to the downside, 4,050 for gold. Silver really getting the shit kicked out of it, down almost 5% on the day, but still above 50. Imagine that. When did you ever expect to say silver getting the shit kicked out of it down to 50? Right?
No,
Never heard that before. Never said it. But
That's
what's happening today. Silver getting killed down to 50. Down 5% on the day, down to 50. VIX making moves up again. 22.6 for the VIX. Wowzers. Over in funny money land, speaking of getting their ass kicked, Bitcoin down 5% on the day. That's 5 G's to the downside. 94,640. You got Ethereum. You got Ethereum at 3,000, down a ton today as well. Ethereum down 4.6%. And Solana really getting the crap kicked out of it, down 5.6%. 136 for Solana. Boy, that was quick. That's 100 points in Solana to the downside just in a couple of months. Total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, as we speak, making new 5-month lows. 3.16 trillion. How do we feel about this morning's futures?
The only green I see on my screen is oil and the
Bonds.
VIX.
And euro and CAD.
Yeah, all right. Euro's up a little bit. Yeah, a couple currencies are up.
A couple. All of them except the dollar is what it seems like.
Not what I'm seeing.
Let's not bury the lead. Let's throw up slide 4. Let's just get right into it. I saw this. I couldn't believe it, Strazza. I thought this was AI. I thought that this was just somebody trolling me.
No.
I thought this was fake. You know how I feel about these things, Strazza. My collection of magazine covers is, far beyond the recognition of many. Far beyond. I mean, just look at this guy. It reminds me of this one. Look, see? Remember this guy? The panic about the dollar, and then you got George Washington crashing his plane on fire. The panic about the dollar.
That looks like it's from November of 90. What is that? 97?
It's December the 1st of 2007.
I can't read for
went
shit.
on to have like its greatest year ever after that. So I saw this. I'm like, how could this be? How could this be? So it's a guy. First of all, the guy's, his head's in the snow. His skis are still on. Generally, when you wipe out, they call it a yard sale because your skis go flying and it looks like a yard sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy must have had his bindings on so tight, right? If you're a skier, you understand. When this happens, those skis don't stay on. But these did. And the skis are arrows pointing down. So the rule of thumb in the old magazine cover indicator community is whenever there's a chart on the magazine cover, you have to buy it. So my question to you, knowing that fun fact, does this constitute a chart?
Listen, this is your cup of tea, my friend.
I saw this yesterday. I haven't really had a lot of time to digest. I was in the city doing city things, and then I come home just trying to get some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And I come to this.
Did you have like alerts going off? Shitty day to be away from the screens.
Hold on. Throw up. I was in the car for most of the day, to be honest, in the backseat of an Uber. But can you, I got one more thing. Can you zoom in on his ass?
Okay.
Settle down, Strazza. All right, it's a cartoon.
Insert, zoom in on that ass.
Zoom in on his ass.
Hey, what happened?
If you could zoom in on the ass.
What is going on here? What is this show turned into?
Can we get the chart back
Can
up,
we get
please?
it up, please, guys?
Rick.
Particularly his ass.
Rick.
I think you get literally zooming in. But look, if you can really look in there on the ass, it's a map of the world made out of snow.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Nice. That's a nice touch.
How markets could topple the economy. But you see how his ass is the world?
That's a nice touch.
I thought so too.
You would think that you would think that the arrows on the skis would be facing forward, right? For some more, I would think that's more aerodynamic to have the arrows in front. It's a strange design
Think about it like this: if the guy was standing up, then the world, like all the countries and the continents, would be upside down on his ass.
Yeah,
right? Like if he was standing up.
Well, the mountains in the background form a very nice base. So is this bullish or bearish?
That's a rounding bottom, Spencer. Yeah.
All right, go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the world's most important stock market index, made a new all-time high on Wednesday. So did Europe. So did Japan, by the way, for those keeping score at home. And despite all of that, half the individual investors are bearish, Strazza. Half of them.
Investors should be bearish right now.
The day after the Dow Jones Industrial Average closes at all-time highs.
Look, man, we could talk about the indexes, or we could talk about what's really been going on.
Here, hold on. So the AAII at half, within 1% of new all-time highs for the S&P 500 has only happened one other time ever. That was April of 2013.
Listen, all of these fun facts
Stocks did
are
great after, by the way, obviously.
But what are we doing in this market and with this volatility? I think that's what the people want to hear us talk about.
I think we do more of what we've been doing. I think you keep buying healthcare. I think you keep buying energy. I think, in bull markets, you want to own the strength. I think you buy the strength. That's what we've been doing. I mean, I don't see why we should change that.
There are two groups you could buy right now. You'd agree with that?
Two groups?
Yeah, there's energy.
Well, I think within healthcare, I think you got a lot more than just two groups. Healthcare's, you got a lot of things going on there, but
I'm just two sectors. I'm sorry. Yeah. Right? You don't want to touch the other stuff here, right?
Materials too. Materials look good.
No. Really?
No?
What? I don't know. I wouldn't touch gold and silver either. I'm kind of more or less done there. I don't know. Materials, man, that looks like a top.
Vale made new all-time highs yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to talk about like the U.S. stock market.
Okay, I'm talking about metals.
My biggest position.
I'm talking about metals.
Been my biggest position for 3 weeks. I'm very happy with Vale.
I was going to say, why are you complaining about metals and mining when you own the stock that made new all-time highs yesterday?
Look, when we
by the way, we're going to be on today at noon. Strazza and I.
I'm excited.
When was the last time you and I went live like this on the right on the
It's been too long. It's been too long. We don't do enough together anymore.
Miglani Shiva says every crash started at an all-time high, JC. Fake news. Fake news. Miglani Shiva. I would encourage Mr. Shiva to go back and count again because is fake news. That's very fake news. Don't lie to people. It's not true.
So for me, let's talk about like what we're doing. How do we handle volatile times? For me,
is this volatile?
Yeah, dude. I saw the shot across the bow October 10th. I was running almost 3x margin through September. Right now, I got no margin of raised cash. We're in a lot of energy, healthcare, defensive stuff, uncorrelated stuff, bonds. Totally just took out all of my speculative growth exposure. That ended up being the right move. Took me about 4 or 5 weeks to get it all done, putting a lot of market cap back on the market. But now I'm kind of in a position where I feel like I did the right thing to get to ride through this volatility. And my focus is now on like, are we recovering? Are we repairing damage? Is there a tradable low in? When can I go back and hit the gas again? But when I look at the action from yesterday, we're seeing the opposite of what bulls want to see, right? I've been here complaining about weak market internals, trashy risk appetite, bad tapes, bears being in control for 6 weeks now. Now you're finally seeing that bleed over to the major averages, the Mag 7s, all the biggest, best stocks in the market. You really can't touch large cap tech right now. Try to trade a software stock in the last 3 weeks. Good luck. Now semiconductors are starting to look a lot more like software. Put out a note yesterday, and I straight up said, look, a couple weeks ago, I was sitting here thinking software is going to catch higher to semiconductors. That's not what's happening, right?
No.
Semiconductors are very much catching lower to software. So the lagging groups, you got the same thing going on in crypto, right? The good ones caught down to the weak ones. MicroStrategy ended up being the best signal there. We talked about a couple weeks ago. Remember, JC? I said the catch down opportunity in Bitcoin miners right now is off the charts. Look at something like Mara, Riot, CLSK right now. These stocks have been absolutely clobbered. Mara's on its way to zero already. So is MicroStrategy, by the way.
But I was really looking at the relative strength of that IREN. Remember, we were talking about buying it, never bought it, just still hasn't recovered.
Yeah.
I got the best chart. You want the best chart? Dawson asking if I'm on vacation next week. No, I am not. I will be on vacation a month from now, going to Disney with the fam, but not next week. I am going to Baltimore with Perlman next week, though, to get some crabs.
Oh, nice.
What do you think about that? So that's not really vacation. He's going to be judging me the whole time. Every sip of whiskey I take, he's going to be shaking his head. Yep. You know, he judges me. When we have sushi and I'm drinking my sake and it's noon, he's like, this fucking guy.
Big judger.
Big judger.
We love him.
He doesn't say anything, though. You can see it in his face.
It's like your mother, that look of disgust, you know?
Like when I'm ordering another sake, it's like our second bottle, and it's fucking noon on a Wednesday, and he's just looking at me with this disgust. So anyway, that'll be next week, crabs, and because honestly, when you're eating blue crabs with all the Old Bay and stuff like that, like a whiskey and a beer to go with that.
I was just gonna say, I want beer with that.
And a whiskey, whiskey and a beer. That's the move.
I want whiskey with everything, but a beer specifically with that.
Yeah, you want one of each. And then to quote the great philosopher, Mr. Holmes, he orders his whiskey and he goes, he orders like this fancy, he orders like super fancy, expensive Irish whiskey. And then he's like, let me get the blah, blah, blah. And then the shittiest beer you got. Like, that's what he tells the bartender. And then the bartender's like, the shittiest beer? He's like, yep, shittiest one you got.
Yep. I order Coors Lights at bars.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Okay, throw up the best chart ever. Slide 8. I think this chart, this is the one. How do you feel about this, sir?
You're getting confirmation, bearish confirmation. Just
this is
a lot of stuff.
This right here, guys.
No good.
Is
no
everything that Strazza is talking about some of this large cap tech. You know, the rotation that we're seeing into some lower volatility. Maybe. I mean, listen, we just broke yesterday, quote unquote broke. Let's see. Right? Let's see. But if you are making the bearish case, I think the bearish case starts here. And if you are making the bullish case, a recovery here would be very constructive towards that bullish case. But this chart right here, I think is the one.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, these things have to recover. For a long time, JC, I was looking at these risk appetite indicators and being like, how are they making new highs? We were arguing about it last week. I'm like, how are these things making new highs? I'm looking at the tape.
Well, it was two things. It was two things. It was two things. It was the strength in technology, right?
Tesla and Amazon.
Consumer discretionary, right? Yeah. Because there's a lot of that in the high beta. But it was also the weakness in low vol, right? Staples just sucked. So there was the denominator fallacy there as well.
We talked about that a week or two ago. Remember, staples falling on an absolute basis the way they were, actually not a good thing. It was disguising some weakness in these risk appetite ratios. Great point. Yeah. Look, I think for now, you don't press on the short side here. You're too late to short, right? The best shorts you got into last week or even the week before, you got some of these speculative growth stocks down 60% at this point. You don't press shorts here. Maybe catch something that's setting up. The problem, though, because I was digging through looking for shorts yesterday. All right, I have a good example. SMR, I missed the short on that, right? There's 3 new nuclear names. SMR completed a top. Pull these charts up. Plunged lower. I didn't catch it, but I caught the next one. NNE did the same thing. Starts to complete a top. I get it right at the neckline. Get in. Now, Okilo, right? Another one in that basket of new nuclears, looks like it's completing a stock. What's the problem with shorting that one? For me, that's one of the freaking hottest stocks in the market. right? So you really want to go short like one of the top leaders of this cycle, right? And make those bets. That's what you're left with if you're looking for shorts right now. The shorts that are triggering today or close to triggering today, I'm looking around. They're the best stocks in the market. They're names that, frankly, I don't really want to short. So I think for now, kind of sitting, waiting, letting the dust settle, maybe picking spots very selectively on both the long and short side makes sense. But I think most of the action has probably already occurred.
You know, I am a way to the evidence guy. I'm a closing price guy.
Yeah, big closing
guy. I'm a
big closer.
weekly chart guy.
Yep.
And you know, generally speaking, this is a very, very, very healthy bull market with very broad participation. I could tell you this for a fact.
No primary trends are broken.
I am empathetic to those who have been leveraged, these little companies that don't matter to the market, but have mattered to, you know, traders' portfolios this year, like some of these nuclear and AI
stocks. You've been running the speculative growth just like the rest of us. You've been in that space. You're in stocks that are down 60%.
No, not really.
Just like everybody.
I haven't been in. What was the last speculative growth stock I bought?
Everybody was buying speculative.
Well, biotechs, right? The biotechs. I haven't been in any of these quantum or any of the AI stuff. I haven't been in that.
XPEV.
Which one?
This week you bought
XPEV. Okay. Is that? I mean, that's China though.
I'm just saying you've been dabbling in space.
And by the way, that stock doubled this week. So fine. The speculative growth names I do own have been doing well. So I don't. But that's an exception. That's not.
You haven't been in any stocks that haven't done well.
Yeah, I bought Palantir a couple weeks ago. That hasn't done well. I got stopped out of one of my biotechs because not all the biotechs are doing well.
I got stopped out of about 200 positions since late September, and I'm so proud.
You've gotten stopped out of 200 positions?
I've sold over $500,000 in
How many positions did you fucking
market value?
How many
about like 450? 450.
Wow. Yeah, that's aggressive. Yeah, I bought Palantir a few weeks ago. I own the April calls, so you know we'll see what happens. It's November, so you know it hasn't been working. But
no, you have time. You probably
I have a decent amount of time. Maybe it doesn't work. Not every trade I put on. I'm an Uber. Is that speculative growth though?
Hold on, I'm so sweaty.
I mean, that's a transportation stock, is what it is, and I'm buying more transportation stocks. But I wouldn't consider that speculative growth. You know.
I don't know exactly what you've been in, but you've been in speculative growth. I'm just saying
you have my entire portfolio. You see my portfolio.
Right, look. I don't even have time to see my portfolio. All right, I love you. I love you, buddy.
Dude, right. My portfolio is in your TradingView account.
Oh, that's the watch list. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, so that watch list is the portfolio. You knew that. We've talked about it.
It's good that you do that. It's good that you do that. That's smart.
Yeah, because remember you accused me of like trading the same stock as you because that one time we bought the same stock, which by the way, it worked.
You don't want to talk about that here.
Which stock was that?
Which time?
Was it BVN?
It happened with C Limited. That's when I got upset.
It didn't work. I actually got stopped out of that recently.
Yeah, C Limited looks really weak right now. It's actually breaking its trend off the lows. Yeah. So we'll see. But Southeast Asia in general, like I thought Grab was going. We picked up some Grab calls. Didn't work. Coupon, we picked up some coupon calls. Didn't work. C Limited, hottest stock in Southeast Asia. Didn't work. So that's just the market you're in. Act accordingly.
Listen, I know we got Kenny in the chat. I just want to give I want to give a shout out to everybody here in the chat that comes here every morning. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, we would not be the best morning show in finance. You know, Steve and I, we do the best we can, but we can't do it alone. It's because of you guys. You're seeing other people out there that try to do morning shows. They're just giving up. Nobody was watching that shit. It was absolute garbage. They're just shutting it off because everybody's here. But I don't think that goes unnoticed. I appreciate that. And if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be the best in the business. So thank you. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart.
You know, the viewers and everybody in the chat really makes the show fun for us. So
if it wasn't for you guys, Strazza wouldn't be hosting happy hours.
No,
I wouldn't be hosting happy hour. Sean, I mean, like the community that we have here is by far and away the greatest community in the history of finance. Others out there pretending they have a community, those are all a bunch of bots. Those are fake communities. You guys are here, and I seriously, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, we built a beautiful community. I used to feel very uncomfortable ever hosting a happy hour. JC knows this. I actually used to yell at JC and warn him that he should not do those things. But you were right, and we had such a good time. We're having another one in
Guys, I
December.
thought that the Shaffers were serial killers.
Yeah,
As it turns out, they're like the sweetest, nicest people ever.
I was like, do not go eat pizza with those people.
Yeah, don't go to Soho at noon because they might kill you in the middle of the day in Soho.
Dude,
I'll be all right.
No,
I'll be all right.
Never know. Crazy stuff happens in New York City. I'm watching a new show. It's called Black Rabbit with Jason Bateman, and I got to tell you, Jude Law, maybe the best actor, maybe my favorite actor. Jude Law, one of the most underrated actors of all time. The man is just fantastic. The show is about two brothers who own a restaurant in New York City. It's like the trendy burger joint that everybody goes to at night. Super cool. It's got the New York City underbelly going on. He's like a gambling addict. Jason Bateman, he got his pinky cut off. I won't ruin it for you. But good show. Short miniseries on Netflix.
Can we?
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think he said he had 450 positions on. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go seek therapy for him. Did he say he had 450 positions on?
Not anymore. He got stopped out of 200 of them.
Yeah. No, we're down to like almost below 200 now. Ask Alfonso. He's seen it. This is all real life.
But remember what happens. He's got his IRA account, and all of a sudden Kenny says something funny. He goes, add that one to the account.
In bull markets, I'm not kidding. I literally buy everything that looks good and then figure it out later.
I know, Kenny. I'm
That's
like
why
you, bro.
I panic when the market
I
gets
like
weak.
concentration.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I had to take a vacation just to clean my account.
Let me tell you what I'm going to pull up while you go, Kenny. I'm going to pull up my Fidelity account and tell you how many positions.
Kenny, I want to know: is this morning as bad as you thought it would be last night?
It's exactly where we are. 599.50 on the Qs. Yeah. So far so good. But you know what? I have one position on QTUM short. Yeah. It's the quantum index, but it's a lot more than that. That's the only one I held. But futures trading has been freaking awesome. If you guys can't sleep, come hang out at the Hit the Bid chat room, because last night, again, that pivot at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then if you're up at 3, that's when the real action starts. And usually what happens at 3 carries into where we are right now, and that's where we are right now. And I'm going to tell you something. Listen, if UVXY gets over the highs of the day, if UVXY is over $12.07 today, there will be no comeback. This will not be a repeat of last Friday. But again, every time I think we're going lower, that's when the market turns and rips in my face. So I'm still cautious because we're just right back to where we were last Friday. Exactly the same exact price. So here we are. Cheers.
1, 2, 3. I have ready for this. Oh no, never mind. I couldn't count how many positions.
Count the positions.
It's not as much as at Strazza. There's probably, I don't know, 50, 60 positions. This is my long-term account. This isn't my tactical account. There's about 60 positions.
Wow.
I'm not going to take the time to count, but let's just call it 60. Somewhere between 50 and 70.
That's wild. I don't think I've ever had that many positions on, even when I was swinging.
Yeah, but this is long only. It's long-term. It has nothing to do with what we talk about here. I'll take that to cash if I think that we're not in a bull market. I'll take it to cash, but we're in the middle of a bull market. So being in cash historically is a terrible idea. Right?
It's a good question. When isn't it a bull market? Even when we are correcting, it's still overall a bull market. When do you convince? If we crash 20% and then
it's a way to the evidence. You continue to see sector rotation underneath the surface. The Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at new all-time highs on Wednesday. Not things you see in bear markets.
Right.
Europe, all-time highs. Japan, all-time highs. China, new decade highs. Latin America, new multi-year highs. So it's not like 7 stocks. It's actually more stocks than ever.
Well, that's global. You're talking global. I'm talking about specific the
the United States is only half the stock market. So
it's the only market I care about. I think most of us. Yeah.
Well, you might think it's the
You're a world traveler. You're a debutante.
No. I got 3 kids. I don't travel anywhere. My Sam and Strazza and these guys do that. understand that you might only care about the United States stock market, but your stocks are affected by what's happening all over the world, whether you like it or not. So I pay attention to that. You clearly don't, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because you're trading intraday. You're a never China guy.
Yes, and I remain
never
China.
We do different things, Kenny. It's
You're
all good, brother.
You're all gonna pay. You're all gonna pay dearly. By the way, where's that HIM stock? Is that still going to zero? Let me talk about this open trade. See how great this stock is?
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great trading stock. But the market's a great trade. As much as the bull was raging from that April candle, I still, most of the time are liquid, except when I joined in on some of those quantums and the metals and the nuclear. But I'd rather be liquid and loving it and just going into each day just fresh as a daisy. But that open trade, that's a clear example of why I'd rather be a trader than an owner of stocks. While everybody's trying to figure out where it's going to go, we're just trading, and it's fantastic. And the stock moves so much. But now that we've got a little, this little haircut, 50%, I guess, is a little haircut on some of these quantum names. There's going to be a capitulation soon, and they're going to turn and they're going to rip people's heads off. So I'm actually going to stalk those for a turn. But right now, I'm still short. And if you guys know about QTUM, it's very illiquid. I held it because I was up on it, and it's a really interesting index. I think I actually love it. I might put that on as a long trade once all this gets washed out. But right now, we're going right back to AMAT and TMC. I think TMC might be my baby today. I've done very well with this stock, so now that it's crashed, I'm looking for a turn. But I got to see if it goes to 450 first. But I can't wait to see what happens. Really, I'm just as excited as everybody else, I'm sure. And then we got a lot of people showing up today, some newbies. So I got to be on point. And, I'm sure there'll be a rally that we could trade because the market had already got to where we thought it would get to. So when the market starts where you thought it was going to go, you got no choice but to look for some buys. But if we roll over, break today's lows, and I'm telling you, friends, if UVXY is above 12, you better be short in something. Gots to be short in something. UVXY is over 12. There will be no comeback. And we are going to go rolling, and we're going to be looking at 582.50 on the Qs. And then Monday could be a bloodbath. And then I think it'll be over, and then we'll probably rally into Christmas. But
so go with again. The level on the UVXY, for there to be a bounce today, the UVXY has to be below 12. Do I have that right?
No, UVXY needs to be below 1070, really. It needs to give way. Then this market's going to rally. But the danger zone is if it actually goes above prior highs from 3 or 4 days ago. If it's above 1207, all hell's breaking loose. So, and again, this thing has been my guide as a day trader since inception. It is telling me exactly what to do. And yesterday was a nice indication that there was not going to be a rally because UVXY was staying strong all day. When it trades like a regular stock and it has bullish overtones, you got to be nervous about the market. It's really that simple. All right. I'll see you guys in the room. All
right. Kenny's going live. Well, he's live now, but the room will be open at 9:30 for a few hours. As it says on the screen, you can click on the link in the chat or email Kenny's email. We'll get you the link to hang out in his room for a few hours today.
All right. So I'll see you guys. Good luck. Be careful.
Adios. Kenny Glick in the house.
All right. We got Louie here.
Bring him out.
Lurking backstage. Lou Dog.
Louie's
been busy this morning.
It's Crypto Friday. Can't have a Crypto Friday without the Lou Dog.
That's true. He's been making the media rounds this morning.
Has he?
I saw. Yeah.
Which show was he?
Got my fingers on the post, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go.
Kia ora, guys. How's it going?
Were you on Bloomberg this morning?
No, unfortunately not. I'll work my way to that.
Why unfortunately not?
Well, it seems like a great network, I was just had a lovely chat with Dennis. Just talking crypto markets with him.
Dick?
Yeah.
Dude, Dennis Dick is the man.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. That was cool hanging out with him in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Crypto
great.
Cry Day. That's what today is, our man Higgins. That's right. Crypto Cry Day. Is that what we're doing, Louis?
I mean, if you're going to panic, you might as well panic early. And so, I mean, this thing is back down to 94 today. That's, we only broke down just from 100, 107, 108 just a few weeks ago.
Louis, so this morning, I transferred quite a bit of money from my bank account to my Coinbase account, which I was able to do before the banks were open, which I thought was odd. I wired the money in electronically and it hit on my Coinbase account like before anything was open. So that was interesting. And then I was in the process of transferring from my Coinbase account to the MetaMask wallet to go out there and buy a CryptoPunk. And I stopped myself. I thought I was being a little over exuberant. So, Strazza opened up the show asking me, is it time to be buying the altcoins? Is it time to be stepping in and buying some of this stuff? And my answer, based on my behavior this morning, was, I guess not. Right?
You seem to have a bit of a concentration in wealth in CryptoPunks. I mean, what's the thesis?
I only have one. I sold the other one on the way up the last time.
Right. So what is it about the CryptoPunks that really just gets you fired up? I don't understand.
Well, it's not so much fired up as it is, it's a rare asset that most people don't own or trade, but there's plenty of liquidity to participate. And, what ends up happening is that you get further selling in those punks as a result of what's happening in the crypto markets. So you get like a harder overshoot. So, for example, I don't know what's going to happen, but let's just say Bitcoin goes back to 125. If Bitcoin goes back to 125, those CryptoPunks that you could buy for 98 right now are going to go to $250,000. So that's to answer your question. That's why.
I don't really know many people in the community nowadays actually really trading and slinging NFTs. Like, I thought that was a 2021 thing.
Well, you clearly are mistaken. I got to tell you, seriously, a little off topic. You were looking more and more. Just like seriously, more and more like Mick Jagger every day that goes by. And I say that in a good way. Like, you don't look like old and decrepit Mick Jagger. You look like a young, handsome Jagger.
I need to pull up. You're okay. You're telling me I look like this?
Do you have moves like Jagger?
Are you telling me that I look like this? Maybe I'm just looking at a bad photo.
No, you're a young, handsome Mick Jagger. I'm saying, and I say that in a good way.
I need to look at a young photo.
Can I get a witness, everybody?
I mean, I'm thinking about growing this hair out a little bit more. I like the party in the back.
I like it too. Good for you, Louis.
Thank you.
Hell of a job, buddy. No, you're the fucking
Appreciate
man.
it.
You're the man. All right, so talk to me here. Let's throw up my Bitcoin chart. I thought this was a good one. Slide 4. So this is how I see it. So this one kind of gave me a pause. Jagger was handsome in like 1967. All right, he's like 100 years old. He's still, by the way, when you go to a Rolling Stones concert, he's still going up and down, shaking his little ass the whole time. Very impressive. When I'm that age, if I could do that, that's a W, right?
Yeah.
So this is how I see it. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty basic. Bitcoin breaking down. Don't really want to own it. If it's below that, we'll say 105. I mean, we can just keep it as simple as that. It was the first canary. It was the first canary in the coal mine. I thought that we're in a bull market. Bitcoin looks weak. I was expecting it to catch higher to everything else that was working. Clearly, the opposite happened. Everything is catching lower to Bitcoin, which was the first thing to exhibit the weakness.
And what do you mean by everything?
Well, the unwind that we're seeing in the speculative growth trade.
So like ARK, for example, making new 2-month lows yesterday, for example, right? That's a good one.
Absolutely.
Small cap tech hit new all-time highs Wednesday, so that's not a good example. High beta in general, that peaked on high beta peaked on October the 29th. So that was like 2 weeks ago, right? High beta, S&P high beta made new 1 month lows basically yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep. Probably a good way to
Um,
look at it.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot to do. I mean, MicroStrategy as well, breaking down. It's finally trading back to net asset value today. There's some rumors that MicroStrategy was selling for the first time in 2 years, but on investigation, I think they're just moving some Bitcoin between wallets. And so, look, this space is really just looks really weak. But I think it's, we're in this awkward in-between zone. I don't want to be buying. I think if there's one asset class where you don't want to be buying a falling knife, crypto is one. So I don't really, there's no real buying opportunities out here right now if Bitcoin looking the way that it is. But then alternatively, it's far too late to be panicking. And, a lot of these short moves have really just taken place. These Bitcoin miners just getting really just squeezed on the long side, and so they're just catching down to Bitcoin. So we're in this awkward in-between zone, and I think it's just totally okay just to step back, just to be disciplined. There's not a whole lot to do, and that's all good. Just go play some golf if you're Strazza.
So I've been, as we've been talking about, Louis, I've been, you've been like a 105 guy. You want to see Bitcoin above 105. I've been like a 110 guy. I really want to see it above 110. I think I'm turning into a 102, 103 guy.
Mm-hmm.
What's
the reason behind that?
The chart I'm showing you right there.
That chart,
yeah.
I mean, you can get cute with the level, but I mean, it's just like so long as we're below these 2024 highs, and so right now,
2020, the late 24 highs, right? Well,
yeah,
you're talking about the early 2025, yeah, like 102.
Yeah, 102, 105.
These are weekly charts. These are weekly candles. So you're getting some weekly closes. So you got some wicks up there, right?
Yeah. So it's the Brian Shannon approach. You don't want to buy the dip. You want to buy the strength and the recovery after the dip.
Where's the relative right? So in other words, rather than buying the dip, I'd rather pay more on the way up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I didn't buy the punk this morning. I mean, I still might buy it today. Right now, the punks are they're all back above 100. See, somebody's watching. Uh-oh. Now you got to pay 6 figures for one of these little bastards.
I mean, as someone who doesn't participate in the NFT space, what goes through your mind to like pick the NFT? Do you just go like, you know what? Out of all the NFTs, this one just looks the coolest.
No,
so I'm just going to invest.
No, I buy the cheapest one.
Oh, really?
Because
so you're buying
the floor price of the punks are fungible, essentially. Like these are non-fungible tokens. But at the floor price level, like the commons, if you will, if you're a baseball card collector, these are the commons. The floor price are fungible.
So you're not charting like the relative strength, which one is the strongest in the ecosystem?
No, you just buy the cheapest one.
I have a question for the crypto man. Louis, I'm hearing a lot of bullshit about this 4-year Bitcoin cycle. How many years has Bitcoin even been in existence for? And people are talking about some sort of 4-year cycle. Do you adhere to this notion that there's some sort of cycle?
I heard the 4-year cycle is over.
Well, yeah. So the question here is, no one's entertaining the idea that this 4-year Bitcoin cycle is over. Past cycles have ended in November or December. 2021 peak was a triple from previous cycle. We're now at double. What is this cycle stuff? I'm hearing a lot about it. Do you care at all?
Let me tell you something. Markets are complicated. You think about all the information and details that markets need to price in. And now to just slap on just 4 years, a 4-year cycle onto something as complex as human behavior and markets with everything they need to price in, I think is just foolish. And then half the history of crypto was just used to buy drugs on the internet, and only now has it matured into somewhat of a respectable asset. And so, you can't really draw any comparisons of what happened back in the early days to what's happening now. And I think this whole 4-year cycle thing is just nonsense. If it was that easy, then there'd be it's impossible for it to be that easy.
Yeah, I tend to agree. And at the end of the day, when volatility strikes the way it is, you really have price. And that's about it, right? That's what we get paid on at the end of the day. So a lot of the other indicators that we look at just have to fall to the wayside because they don't fucking matter. I can't sell an indicator for what it's worth. I got to sell my stock for the price that it's worth. And I find myself looking more and more at price and less at seasonality and breadth and literally not at all at sentiment in times like this. It's just price. That's all. That's the only thing. Just look at that and nothing else. Forget everything else. All the other shit is usually evidence that's going to fool you into doing the wrong thing during volatile times. All the ancillary stuff, all the statistics. Oh, look out 12 months. Things are great. Yeah. All that shit you have to literally just throw out when bearish patterns start completing. Am I crazy?
Preach. Yep. You're preaching to the choir. I mean, it's just, I mean, you don't need to tell me this. Particularly in crypto, I've been diving into the weeds. The market's really messy. There hasn't been a whole lot to do. So what have I been doing? I've been diving deep into the weeds and understanding. You can see just the absolute scribbles that are on my whiteboard. Just trying to map out what the crypto economy looks like. And what I've had to do is I've tried to map out all these different sectors and try to put all these coins in individual sectors.
Love that.
And there's no real taxonomy in crypto. So what you need to do, what I've found out today, is you literally need to go bottoms up and look at all of these individual cryptocurrencies one by one and then categorize them, because there's a great deal of overlap. And trust me, it's just a whole mess.
Right.
And so I've been through all of these cryptocurrencies individually, reading their docs, their white papers. Nobody else reads this stuff. And trying to categorize them, literally hundreds of cryptocurrencies. And let me tell you, the amount of nonsense and garbage out there is ridiculous. And so you need some sort of objective standard, particularly in a market where 90% of the space is just absolute air, and you're only going to get that.
Let me ask you, what would be the tech sector or the software industry group of crypto? Is it smart contracts?
Yeah, I mean, at the center of the universe, you've got networks, right? And so everything is built on a network. So whether you've got an application or an exchange that you need to deploy on the DeFi world, it's built on a network. So it flows through the network. And then there's different ways that you can categorize networks. You can categorize them as general purpose, like Ethereum, or whether it's designed for a purpose, like a gaming network or a trading network.
And so you're creating different sectors, like network's not a sector. It would be
I would define network as a sector, but these things are really messy, because there's never really going to be an agreed upon framework for sectors in the crypto economy like there is in the stock market. So in the stock market, if you have an energy stock, it's mutually exclusive. So an energy stock isn't a bank, it's not a technology stock, it's not an industrial, it's an energy stock. Sure. And crypto, you really have that, because you can have something that could be an application as well as a DeFi app, as well as a network. And so there's a great deal of overlap. And so this whole thing is a mess. Like I've literally created I'm mapping it out right now. And on the network sector, I've got a 5-way Venn diagram because there's that much overlap. And so I'm trying to map it out in the most intuitive way possible by literally going up the list, looking at all of these things on an individual case-by-case basis. And trust me, it's a lot of work.
I think you just, with something like this, if you were probably to ask the people at MSCI or GICS, you do the best you can. And that's it. Because you're right. A lot of times it is black and white in the stock market, but there's occasions where it's like, well, this is software, but it's also transportation, right? And it's got to go somewhere. So you make the call, you stick it where you stick it. And maybe one day we'll look back and you'll be the guy who came up with the sector and industry group categorizations, because people need some way to talk about and organize this massive universe.
Louis, how do you feel about the the coin market cap categorizations? Are those pretty good? I always thought they were.
They're good to understand the real basics, but a lot of them are really oversimplified. And so what I want to get to is to understand, okay, so let's say you've got decentralized exchanges. Now, if you look at the equity market and you've got bank stocks, they all are fairly correlated. Now you want to apply that same thinking to the crypto market and say, well, all decentralized exchanges or all networks are correlated because they've got the same model. But that's not the case at all. And so you want to try to draw connections so you can understand, okay, so if this particular token is going, what are the flow-on effects? And so that's why I'm mapping it out here. And just trying to get a bit more of a comprehensive view, because those categories, like on CoinMarketCap, they're helpful to understand the basics, but they don't really explain to you what it actually does and what the links are. Because I think one thing that the crypto industry hasn't done a particularly good job of is actually educating the general public about what these things actually do. And you go through the docs and you read about some of the stuff and the amount of jargon that they use. Even I'm a little bit confused. I'm like, what does this even mean? What am I reading right now? So just trying to simplify and dumb it down.
So this is really cool. So Billy in the chat would have been a Bitcoin billionaire, but he bought some bad drugs with it instead.
Wow.
That's a tough pill. Yeah.
I mean, I hope you had a good time. That's all I can say.
I mean, listen, we've all been there. We all owned some random stocks 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, where we were just held at,
Didn't you get gifted or granted like Bitcoin a very long time ago for like writing blog posts? Like
I was given about like $200 worth of Bitcoin back in 2013. And I forgot about it. And then like in 2016 or 17, I remembered I had that wallet and went to look it up, and it was like 16, 17 grand in there.
Wow. And you still holding it, or you went?
No, I sold it immediately.
Yeah, I would too.
Oh,
I don't remember if I sold it immediately, but shortly thereafter. I definitely don't have that Bitcoin.
I've been locked out of my Coinbase wallet for, I don't even know, like 6 months now. I don't even know what's
Dude,
going
I
on.
looked up. You want to hear something funny? Because I have a Robinhood account, and I actually do use it. I use it to check stock futures, like not futures, but like the off hours trading. So I have an account of Robinhood. And the other day, Strazza was like, what is even in your Robinhood? I'm like, that's a good fucking question. I don't know.
Really?
I opened it up. I looked at it. You know what was in there? A little bit of Doge. It was so good. I had no idea. And that's what's in there. It's like $1,000 or $2,000 worth of Doge.
I think, yeah, it's great. But like what's going on at Robinhood is also really fascinating. I think this is probably the single most interesting story going on right now for any stock, just the way that this company has transformed over the past year and a half. How this ends for Robinhood is going to be incredibly interesting, right? What they're trying to do is put a Charles Schwab or a JP Morgan in a position where they just can't ignore them anymore. They're trying to put the big financial institutions into a position where they're going to have no choice, but they have to buy these guys in the future. And frankly, they seem to be doing a pretty good job at it. Problem still is that they have far fewer users than most other platforms, and their users tend to, on average, be broke as hell. But what they're doing is creating a one-stop investing, trading, shopping, situation where you could trade cryptos, you could do betting markets. They're going to let you do sports now. You could do your option. I would never trade options on Robinhood. I think that's crazy. That's some real piker shit, but you can. Is the point. You could do futures now. Pat's trading real futures on Robinhood all weekend long. Yeah, you can't trade options on Robinhood.
I mean, you can. I would not advise it.
An options trader would tell you you can't. Sean McLaughlin would come on here and say, no, you can't do that.
Sean McLaughlin is a Tasty or no options trades. You're either trading on Tasty Trade.
He loves Tasty.
No, it is awesome. Tasty Trade is awesome. Tasty Trade is Tasty Trade the best options trading? It's got to be, right? I've never seen a better one.
Interactive Brokers.
Oh, you know what? Thinkorswim's pretty good.
I like Schwab, but Schwab, it's not advanced, but it's, I don't know. Schwab's good. They're just good over there.
Fidelity's got the Fidelity Pro thing going. Fidelity has the Fidelity Pro thing. I don't use my Fidelity account for that. My Fidelity is my long-term accounts. I've actually been looking at it, seeing what's in there, because all this talk about the market falling apart. My long-only portfolio that's long-term and not tactical at all was at the highest levels ever 2 days ago. So I'm just not seeing this overwhelming amount of weakness. I get it in select areas of irrelevant markets like AI and quantum and stuff like that. They're getting killed, but the rest of the market isn't at all.
I don't know. I would take the other.
Nasdaq Bobby wants to know how Fartcoin is doing. Louis, you as being our resident Fartcoin expert seems a little gassy.
People get crazy when they're losing money. You could tell who's losing money. People, they start acting wild.
What do you guys think about talking about this Robinhood thing?
Fartcoin hitting new 8-month lows.
Nobody cares about Fartcoin.
Okay, but our chat, who we have a lot of respect for, Nasdaq Poppy, classic, chat member here in the morning show, asking about the Fartcoin. I don't have any exposure, but I haven't looked at it in a minute. But it's making new 8-month lows as we speak.
Yeah, I mean, the era is coming out with a lot of the speculative stuff, and
Oh yeah, there it is.
I mean, look, what are your thoughts on talking about Robinhood? I mean, like Hyperliquid and a lot of these crypto exchanges introducing 24/7 stock trading in the perpetual futures market. Like
I
we're
think
now,
anybody-
we're now beginning to see the emerging stages of this 24/7 trading
Yeah.
in stocks.
Yeah.
I think someone like Robinhood's going to be looking at that, as a platform that wants to innovate, as something that's really unique.
I mean, they've already been doing it, right?
Hmm.
They've already been doing it. I've been saying it, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of 24/7 trading, right? I'm a little bit more old school, but I'm also not an idiot. I understand that whatever is going to make these brokers and banks more money is what is most likely to happen. And if you think that that's not how the world works, then you're fucking crazy, right? So if you think, okay, are the banks and the brokers going to make more money with more trading and more time to trade? The answer is yes. So let's see. Are you going to bet on that not happening, or are you going to bet on that actually happening? And so for me, for years, I've been like, whether you like it or not, 24/7 trading is coming. You already see it in crypto. You're seeing it in select stocks. For the biggest institutions in the world, they've always had 24/7 trading. If they need the liquidity, they can go out and get it. Now the retail investors are having access to that. You don't have to like it. That's just where we're heading as a civilization.
I don't want to live in a world. I don't want to live in a world where we can't trade Tesla 24/7 on the futures market on a crypto exchange with 500x leverage. I mean, what a beautiful thing. I mean, God bless America.
Better myself. That's right. Well said, Lou Dog. Well said. I like the squiggly thing in the back. What's that guy? What's that movie with the guy?
Show us your whiteboard. Move your beautiful hair. Move that beautiful head of hair.
Movie?
There you go. What the fuck is that? What is he building a bomb or something?
Remember, the FBI is watching.
This is what I'm talking about.
Me and Sean's dinner the other day. Be careful, Louis. FBI is watching.
Well, you've been hanging out with criminals in Las Vegas, JC.
Well, he wasn't a criminal yet, and he's allegedly. It's an allegation.
Gambling.
And so we were just eating sandwiches.
Sure.
All right,
Rachel
listen,
makes a great point.
I have to wrap the stream up, right? Because I'm taking Kenny live. So we didn't even get to Larry Thompson. I feel really bad about that, Larry. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm trying to do two things at once here. Okay, so I'm sorry.
Why don't we do Larry? Why don't we go live later today?
What?
I was supposed to go into the city today, but I got a few hours later today. Why don't we go? I haven't spoken to Larry in a minute.
All right, we got
see what happens, Larry.
Thank you guys for watching. Kenny's open house starting right now. Email, click the link in the chat. Have a good weekend. All right.
Go see Kenny. Put on a trade with him.
My computer is totally breaking right now.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah,